in Galatians 5, notice what he says here in verse number 7. Well, he starts off in verse number 1. Stand fast, therefore, in the what? Liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free. See, we're under God's grace today. We're in the dispensation of grace. We're not under law, we're under grace. What people are going to try to do, and what your mind, if you grew up in a religious system, a law system, some type of religion, is your mind, and Satan's going to try to get you to fall back into that religion. That means again, to do something again. And that's a ligament, like a ligament. Religion, that means to bind. And what religion is to bind yourself again to God. But what God did through the cross, he took religion out the way. He took that law out the way. Jesus Christ died to put that thing, abolish that law. He abolished it. And no longer is God requiring you to do some works in order to gain everlasting life. Where works come in for us, for by grace are you saved through faith, that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works. You don't need religion to be right with God today. Just get that out your mind. Christ died for that. Where works come in is for your reward. Works are a sanctification issue. It's what you're doing now. You're doing the work of faith. As you grow in the doctrine, allow the doctrine to work, you do the labor of love. You start actually ministering to others. You take what you're learning and you give it out to others. Now, when you do that, you're going to suffer. Okay? But when you suffer, you gain glory. That's what Christ is all about. The sufferings and then the glory. You have a hope of glory to be a joint heir with Christ where you rule and reign in his heavenly kingdom. That's what it's all about, folks. That's what you're doing here, hopefully. That's why we live our lives, redeem the time, is so that we can suffer with him, Romans 8, that we might be glorified together. That's what it's all about. The judgment seat of Christ, looking forward to that glory. Now, a lot of the saints in the body of Christ will suffer loss. Loss of reward. You don't want to be of that crowd. Don't waste your time with religion and not rightly dividing. You want to know the truth, okay? Let's look at this. Galatians chapter number 5, verse 1. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free, and be not entangled. I like that, entangled. Again, with the yoke of bondage. One of the things I'm learning since we moved to California 3 years ago, with the climate, there's a lot of spiders and stuff all around. A lot of old buildings, and they can last a long time because of they don't have the harsh weather like the Midwest. But every once in a while, I'm leaving early in the morning to go to work, and a spider web will just hit me right in the face, and I hate that. You know, and I'm just doing this. And then, so I knock it down. I'll come back an hour later, there's another one. I'm like, how did that spider do that so fast? And you know how that feeling, you're all entangled in there. No man that warreth entangle themselves in the affairs of this life, Paul says. Don't get all don't get caught up into this world. Well, that law will entangle you. And if you're from a religious system, Catholicism, some denominational system where they put all these rules and regulations, the law wants to entangle you with that stuff again. That's what Satan wants for you. Okay? Notice, don't get entangled again with the yoke of bondage. That was the law for them. It's religion for some of you. Behold, I, Paul. See, it takes Paul to tell you this because he's the apostle of grace. Verse 2. Behold, look at this. He's trying to say, look at it. I, Paul, your apostle, say unto you, that's the saints, that if ye be circumcised. Now, circumcision is not a big issue today, but today it could be water baptism. It could be confession. It could be Eucharist. Whatever it is from the religion, just get it out your mind. You don't need all that stuff to be right with God. In their day, it was circumcision. Christ shall profit you nothing. Now you're under this religious system, and it's not going to profit you at the judgment seat of Christ. You're going to be operating under something God doesn't tell you to operate under. We're not under the law, but we are under grace. And the only thing we're going to profit from and reward is the good works of the sanctified grace believer. And there are some particular good works associated with the Pauline ministry. If you don't know what they are, keep coming, and we're going to be going over them because we're going to be studying Paul till the Lord comes. All right, here we go. Verse 3, for I testify again to every man that is circumcised, or gets back under that law program, that he is a debtor to the whole law. Christ has become of no effect unto you whosoever are justified by the law. You are what? Fallen from grace. In your sanctified life, If you seek to go back under the religious system, which crazily even some people do today in the body of Christ, then no profit at the judgment seat of Christ. Not just now, no power to live, but then you're going to lose reward.